I am Umar bin Khattab. I was one of the toughest men in Mecca. No one opposed me, and my very presence inspired fear. But Muhammad, he despised our beliefs and deceived people. Even the leaders of Mecca were after him. I decided to kill him. Put on my sword and started walking fast, blinded by rage. But on the way, someone came in front of me. Nuaym bin Abdullah. "Omar, where are you going?" he said. I looked at him sternly. "To kill that man, Muhammad." Nuaym stopped for a moment. Then he smiled slyly. "Look at your family first, Omar. Your sister Fatima and your brother-in-law Sayyid have become Muslims." His words echoed in my ear. The blood rushed to my brain. How could they do this to me? Without thinking, I changed my direction and walked towards my sister's house. When I reached the door, I could hear verses being recited in a low voice from inside. My heart beat faster. I knocked hard on the door, and there was a commotion inside. When my sister opened the door, I could see fear on her face. "What were you reading?" I said. "Nothing." I realized they were lying. I grabbed my brother-in-law by the collar, threw him to the floor. My anger was growing. I put my fists down. He was writhing on the ground. My sister jumped in front of me. She tried to stop me. "Omar, stop," she yelled. But I wasn't myself anymore. I hit her too. She fell down. I saw the blood running down her face, but her eyes were full of faith, not fear. Suddenly, something inside me broke. I forgot my hand in the air. My sister wiped her tears. "Omar, we believe in Allah now. Whatever you do, we will not give up." These words stabbed me. My own sister. How could she be so brave? At that moment, I saw a scroll on the ground. I wanted to pick it up, but my sister stopped me. "Clean yourself first, then read," she said. For the first time, I didn't object to someone ordering me. I washed myself, returned, and picked up the scroll. I opened the paper and started reading. "Ta'ah, we have not revealed this Qur'an to you so that you may be troubled." At that moment, the world fell silent. Instead of the anger rising in me, a feeling arose that I cannot describe. It was sent only as a reminder for those who fear Allah. My knees went weak. These words could not be human words. At that moment, I asked myself, what have I been fighting all this time? I raised my eyes. Where is Muhammad now? I arrived at Erkam's house, knocked on the door, and those inside retreated in fear. But Muhammad, he just looked at me. "Omar, how long will you go on like this?" His voice was calm, but it penetrated me. My knees went weak. My eyes filled with tears. I put down my sword. "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and you are His messenger." There were shouts of takbir all around me. At that moment, I realized the real chains had now been broken. The next day, I marched to the Kaaba with Hamza. We stood in prayer next to the Kaaba, in front of the people of Mecca. The Muslims would no longer be hidden. That day, I was no longer just Umar. I was Farouk, the unshakable soldier of Islam who separates truth from falsehood.